My name is Ryan Bartow. Today we are in the Pediatric Rehab Outpatient West Bloomfield site. And I'm an occupational therapist in pediatrics. I've been working here for about 7 years, and I have been focusing on the myoelectric program for the last 3 years as a specialty.
Hi, my name is Addison, and I am 6.5 years old.
Addison has a prosthetic that is a 2-site myoelectric prosthetic. So what she uses has inside of her custom socket, she has 2 electrodes, one on the top of her forearm and one on the bottom of her forearm. And they just sit right up on top of her skin, and when she moves her muscles in her forearm, it will open or close depending on which muscles that she's using.
Well, I wear it at like until recess. After recess, I take it off because then it's like where it's like hot.
So she's had to kind of get used to being able to move just one set of muscles at a time, and that has helped her with being able to isolate what movement she needs and do those things with good timing and good kind of what we call motor planning, where she's got to be able to know when to do something or how to move that. Most kiddos, when they first get their prosthetics, they're working on just learning how to open and close and kind of use the prosthetic by itself. Once they've gotten past that point, they tend to focus a little bit more on the functional skills. So life skills are what I usually focus on. Things like tying your shoes, self-care for dressing, for self-feeding, being able to cut up your foods with utensils, but also fun stuff like using swings and all the kind of daily stuff that kids do. So most of my kiddos will come in with their parents, their families, and the object is to have them come in and the parents kind of learn what to do at home. So we like to set them up with a home exercise program, so they will come in and kind of see some of the functional skills that we're working on or some of the actual training with the prosthetic that we're doing. And then we'll set them up with a written program or a demonstrated program where they have to kind of get in there too and make them be a part of the whole process. So we help them be the coaches, be the therapists at home, so that they can take that with them and then we get good carryover and better outcomes. And so Addison's been with me for about 1.5 years doing training. When we first started, she had a lot of trouble just maintaining a grasp on an object. So we had to kind of find fun solutions to help her work on that. So a lot of the times we would sit and work at a tabletop, and all she'd have to do is hold on to an object, move it across, and maybe put it into a container. And we moved from there to more dynamic activities where she had to do things like run through an obstacle course of swings and through our ball pit without dropping an object, and do it as fast as she possibly could. Addison loves gross motor activities, and what I mean by gross motor activities is a lot of the running, jumping, swinging, but she's also done a really good job at being able to take her time and do little fine motor activities. We work in a pretty gross range of what the parents' goals are for therapy and also what the kiddos want to do, and a little bit of my perspective as far as what developmentally is most appropriate so that they can be as independent as possible. So what is your favorite part of therapy?
The swing.
What do you like doing about the swing?
I get to like swing from it.
Mm-hmm. What was the trickiest thing about learning how to do the swing?
To get onto the like stripe thing.
What do you have to do to get onto that stripe thing then?
You have to wrap your legs around it and like put one arm around it and then put your arm on the other arm around it.
Okay. So what about when you're holding on there? What do you have to do to get off of there?
You have to tuck your legs off of it. Kind of like the Superman sleeves, and it helps me with like my back strain because like you pull and at the end you like let go and it like you get to swing.
So in an activity like baseball, Addison had to work on setting up her hands. She had to work on using her whole body as a team. A lot of the times our kiddos, when they come in, they're thinking about just moving their arm or just a portion of their arm. And we're working on using our arms, our bellies, our legs, and everything together because typically that's what we would be doing. And those are things that we help them think about and help them have better awareness of. So this program, I like using the term unique, but I think distinct is almost better because in a way what we're doing, I'm not sure if anyone else is doing right now in the rest of the US. There are other places that do offer myoelectric prosthetics for kids, but they don't necessarily offer the follow-up services, the therapy, especially at no cost, which we couldn't do without the Variety Charity of Detroit. And of course our prosthetists over at the Hanger clinics, as far as being able to provide services to get these kids fitted so that we can then follow up with them, do the life skills training, and help them with good outcomes so that they continue to wear and that it has a positive impact on their life. We're in the process of being able to improve this program through a couple of different phases. Our prosthetics that we're using right now are part of a bank of prosthetics with our prosthetists at Hanger, and when a kiddo outgrows them, they will get refurbished, reused, and then made with updated parts and things like that, so that the next kiddo along the line can come and use those. Now, what we're running into is that we are trying to update all of the internal components so that they are more up to date, and we're using the most current software and things like that, so the hands perform as best that they can with what we have. That's kind of our first phase of development, so we're trying to update all those internal pieces. Our second phase is thinking more about the design. We've got some input from our kids, and we're looking at things like possibly doing lighter materials, materials that don't stain. We're looking at doing things like using different thumb positioning so that they can have more grasp patterns and more functional abilities without having to move their body in ways that are a little bit less natural. And we're trying to see if we can improve upon what we've got at this point so that we can give them the best functional outcomes possible. Addison is a go-getter. She likes to keep me on my toes, so finding ways to challenge her, kind of like we were doing today, finding ways to do activities in a way that is challenging for Addison is challenging for me. I think that she is the kind of kiddo who is going to use this tool and take it forward and be successful with it, only because she is the kind of kiddo who makes the best of every situation that she has. She's a rock star. Fundamentally, she doesn't see obstacles, she sees challenges and she tries to overcome them. And that is very inspiring for me, and I see that in a lot of my families in this program. You have kiddos who naturally adapt and don't think twice about it. It's special, and I think that it's a very unique thing, especially in this program.